Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm back in the Lothians, as working at East Lothian, and I've stopped in the town of Gifford. Because where I'm trying to get to, some people may have seen this online in other videos or on TikTok. And where I'm trying to get to is a place called Yester Castle. And it's within the Yester Estate. And I've been, from what I've come across, apparently it's actually better to park in Gifford, and there's supposed to be a pedestrian entrance into the estate where you can walk along and get to the castle. So I'm going to, again, leave my car here in the centre of Gifford and try and find this gate, and again bring you all along with me. So from what I've seen online, Yester Castle, which is, some of you may have heard of Goblin Ha, that's part of Yester Castle. And yeah, it's supposed to be like really spooky, really creepy, and there is some ghost stories associated with the castle itself, especially with the guy who originally built the castle, who was Sir Hugo de Gifford, I'm sure his name was. I will double check that, but again, it's one of these places that has definitely been a bit of chatter about it online. Again, I will head off in just a moment. Before I do so, if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, you can follow me on TikTok and Blue Sky, which the links are just below in the pinned comment and the description bar. And you can also click on the join button and become a channel member. So with that the road, I'm going to grab my things and try and find my way to Yester Castle. Yes, I'd noticed that the local hotel is actually called the Goblin Hall, which is quite a nice wee play on the connection to the nearby castle in the stories. But unfortunately, it's up for sale right now, so it's closed. Nice if somebody bought that and brought it back to life. Yeah, so if you come up to the Tweeddale Arms Hotel, they are open, but the actual Yester Estate and Castle are up this way. So you go up past this hotel and head on straight up this way, on foot of course. Also to have the information board here. And yeah, so John Witherspoon, who was actually went on to become a minister in Paisley, was actually born here in Gifford, and he went on to sign the Declaration of Independence in the States. But what really interested in this wee bit of information here is the reason why it's the Goblin Hall up at the castle. It's because apparently it was either, the local legend is, that it was built by goblins or the Sidhe. Some say it was the devil who had a hand in it. So that's what I'm going to try and find. So those are the gates for the estate just over there, and this is the sign you're looking for, because you have to go along the core path and through a small housing estate and take it up from there. Yeah, this would be the wee housing estate that was mentioned when I was talking to folk. So up to the right here, there's a wee gate in the wall over there. I think that's where I get access. Yeah, so this is the gate that you get access to the estate from. Also just up through this woodland. Yeah, so be following signs for the Yester path, and also heading up in that direction. Yeah, I just went and checked down that way to see if that was the way down to the castle, but that just takes you on to, like, again, a bit more of the private lands surrounding for the estate. So I think when you come up the hill and you come to this junction, you go left and uphill. So you're heading towards, so it's Garvold. So just heading uphill and try and see if we can actually get to this castle. Here's another junction here. So I'm guessing to head down this way, because I say Yester Path, Garvold. So just down that way. Well, you aren't supposed to be driving over somebody else's land anyway unless you've got permission. You can walk across somebody's land as far as I know, under Scots law. But this is the path I have to take. Yeah, I have to admit, even in broad daylight, this forest, this woodland still has a bit of a creepy edge to it. There's, I think, a bit of a deer fence down there, so I'm thinking that's the private bit of the estate. And we'll go along this way. Yeah, one thing I've noticed as I've been walking along is even though you do hear a wee bit of birdsong, it seems quite distant. But in this bit of the woodland itself, it seems quite quiet. There doesn't seem to be that many birds in this bit of the woodland here. Most of what you hear is just either the sound of your own feet or the wind in the trees. If I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to go down this slope here. There's a couple of bridges at the bottom, or somewhere beyond this slope anyway. You've got to cross before you get to the castle itself. Yeah, definitely getting my steps in for this one. And having a really good wander through this bit of the countryside. So I suspect the castle might be down that direction there. So let's see if I can find it. Right, so I've just come down that steep bit of the track, following the sign here. Been following it for Garvold. Probably pronouncing that wrong, I do apologise. But there's another path at this junction. It takes you over this wee bridge. And I do remember seeing somewhere there's a couple of bridges. So this must be the first bridge you have to go across. And yeah. Again, this is a walk that, yeah, definitely wear some sensible shoes. I have to admit, I feel like I'm going in totally the wrong direction. Because I don't seem to be going anywhere near the golf course. Which is where I thought the castle would have been closest to. And the weather seems to be turning as well. I thought it was supposed to be like dry today. But it's starting to get quite overcast now. I'll go a wee bit further and try and see where I can get to. But I thought I'd have gotten there before now. I have to admit, I must be walking for about an hour and a half. And I just do not seem to be getting any closer to this castle. I do not seem to be getting any closer to Yester Castle or Goblin Ha. And it's now about 2:30 now. And even though I probably have light until about back at 8, half 8, I don't really want to be wandering around here for too much longer. So I'm actually tempted just to head back the way I came and maybe try this another day. Maybe another day when, like during the summer or something, next year, we maybe got a bit more daylight, and maybe look into the actual location of the castle itself. Because again, I do get the impression that the people who own the estate don't really want people to come and find the castle, because there's absolutely no signage for the castle whatsoever. And even though I have seen people filming videos and TikToks there, it's just a bit of a shame that it just seems so out of reach. So I'm going to start heading back and try and get back to the car. Yeah, not too sure how much you guys hear, because it is getting a bit breezy now. But I got talking to a group of walkers who were out, and they saw me coming up the steep pool, and they got up and let me have a wee sit down, because it is quite a steep pool to come up this bit of the path. And got talking about how I was trying to find the castle and couldn't find it, and they were describing like how when they first went down to visit the castle, they'd taken the path, it says footpath, and went over the wee bridge there. I think that was the path I took, and we're saying that's the wrong path. That is not the way to the castle. That I should have walked on our half mile, and then taken the bridge by half mile from the one that I took. So with it now being kind of close to 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, I'll continue heading back to the car, and also try and come back here at a later date and try and find it when I come back, because then now I know most of what I was walking was the right path. I just took the wrong right hand turn when I was on the valley floor. So yeah, let me know. I'll bear that in mind for the next time. Well, that's me finally back at the car. And yeah, so at least I now have a better idea of actually how to get to Yester Castle. Because again, like that was the mistake I made, was I took that right hand turn that I should have taken. I should have waited or walked in half a mile and taken the next one. But I'll know that for the next time. And yeah, it definitely took longer to do a lot of walking than I realised. I actually thought that the castle would have been that wee bit closer, but obviously not. But again, even though I wasn't able to get to the castle this time, I will definitely try and get to it the next time I'm here. Because again, at least I now have an idea of where I'm supposed to be going, where a good idea of where to leave the car, that sort of thing. And yeah, definitely a good walk though. definitely got my legs working and gave a good workout. There's definitely a lot of uneven ground and a lot of ups and downs, so definitely give myself a good workout today. But hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've found it informative at least. If you are thinking about visiting Yester Castle, you'll have an idea of where to go now. So again, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.